The kitchen went silent except for the gentle hum of my laptop starting up. My parents sat across from me at our family dinner table, still proud of their announcement about giving my college fund to my sister Katie. They thought they were being noble, helping their struggling eldest daughter at the expense of their privileged younger one. Katie needs the money more than you do, Mom repeated, as if saying it again would make it less of a betrayal. She's going through such a difficult time, and you've always been the responsible one. Have I? I asked quietly, typing in the web address I'd discovered 2 months ago. Then let's talk about responsibility. Katie, would you like to explain why you're making $25,000 a month running scams on social media? Or should I show Mom and Dad your fake investment scheme websites? Katie's face went from smug to ghost white in seconds. How? How did you? I'm a computer science major, remember? The one you all called boring for studying coding instead of becoming an influencer like you? Turns out those skills are pretty useful for tracking digital fraud. But let me back up and explain how we got here. I'm Rachel Chun, 19, sophomore computer science, major at Stanford. My sister Katie, 23, was the golden child of our family, beautiful, popular, and, according to our parents, destined for social media stardom. While I spent my high school years coding and building websites, Katie was amassing followers and promoting products on Instagram. Our parents supported her entrepreneurial spirit, never questioning how she maintained her luxury lifestyle despite having no visible income. Katie understands modern business, Dad would say proudly. All these companies paying her to promote their products. She's building a real career. What they didn't know was that I'd been tracking Katie's actual online activities for months. It started when I noticed something odd about the investment company she was promoting to her followers. Make 300% returns guaranteed, her posts proclaimed. Join my exclusive investment group and learn my secrets to financial freedom. Being in computer science with a focus on cybersecurity, I knew the warning signs of online fraud. A quick investigation revealed Katie was running multiple schemes, fake investment programs, pyramid schemes, and dropshipping scams that never delivered products. She was good at it too, using her genuine influencer status to lend credibility to her fraudulent side businesses. Her followers trusted her, invested their savings, and lost everything while she pocketed the profits. I gathered evidence quietly, documenting everything. Not just for my own protection, but because I knew someday she'd go too far. That day came when our parents announced they were giving her my college fund. $150,000, Mom said righteously. Every penny we saved for your education. Katie needs it to expand her business ventures. They had no idea those business ventures were elaborate scams that had already cost her followers millions. Or that the SEC was starting to investigate influencer investment fraud schemes exactly like hers. Now, watching Katie's composure crumble as I pulled up her secret financial records on my laptop, I felt no satisfaction, only sadness at having to expose my own sister's crimes. These are your actual bank statements, I said, turning the screen toward our parents. Multiple accounts under different names, all receiving payments from fraudulent businesses. Here's the script you send to convince people to invest. Here are the complaints from victims who lost their life savings. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Dad leaned forward, adjusting his glasses as he tried to make sense of the numbers on screen. This has to be a mistake, he said weakly. Katie would never. It's all lies. Katie shrieked, but her voice held a note of panic. Rachel's just jealous of my success. She probably faked all this because she's mad about the college money. I clicked to another screen. Here's you on video, explaining to your investment team how to avoid detection while moving money between accounts. Notice the date, 2 days ago. Still want to claim it's fake. Katie burst into tears, not of remorse, but of rage. You've ruined everything. Do you know how hard I worked to build this? All those boring years watching you be the smart one while I had to figure out how to make real money. By stealing from people who trusted you? I asked quietly. Some of your victims lost their homes, Katie. People's lives are destroyed because they believed in you. Our parents sat in stunned silence, their worldview crumbling as they realized their golden child was actually a sophisticated fraudster. The college fund they'd given her would likely be seized once the authorities caught up with her schemes. "How long have you known?" Mom whispered. "I started investigating 2 months ago when one of Katie's followers reached out to me. She lost $50,000 in the guaranteed investment program and was considering suicide. That's when I really looked into what Katie was doing with her influence." Dad, always the pragmatist, found his voice. "Can this be fixed?" "Maybe if she returns the money." "It's gone," Katie said flatly, dropping her crying act. "Spent on cars, clothes, travel. That's why I needed Rachel's college fund. My accounts are getting flagged by banks. I needed clean money to keep things going." The magnitude of her confession seemed to physically age our parents. Mom's hands shook as she reached for her phone. "We have to call the police," she said. "No." Katie lunged for the phone. "You can't. I'll go to prison." "Actually," I interjected, "I have a different proposal. One that might help make things right." Everyone turned to look at me, the boring, responsible daughter who just exposed a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme run by her own sister. "Katie's going to shut down all her fraudulent operations immediately. She's going to make a public confession to her followers, admitting what she did and warning others about these types of scams. She'll cooperate with authorities to help prevent similar fraud." "And why would I do that?" Katie asked bitterly. "Because I've documented everything, including proof that our parents were about to give you my college fund to support your criminal enterprise. Cooperate, and I'll help you navigate the legal consequences. Fight it, and I'll turn everything over to the FBI's cybercrime unit." Our parents exchanged worried looks. Their perfect daughter was a criminal, their responsible daughter was offering a path to redemption, and their entire family dynamic had shifted in the space of an hour. "Take the deal, Katie," Dad said firmly. "It's time to stop running scams and face reality." Katie slumped in her chair, her carefully maintained influencer persona cracking.
"Fine.
"But I don't know how to make things right. The money really is gone." "Start by being honest," I suggested. "Use your influence for good instead of fraud. Help prevent others from falling for schemes like yours." The next few weeks were intense. Katie made a series of raw, honest videos confessing to her followers. She explained how she'd started with legitimate influencing but got seduced by easy money from fraud. "I betrayed your trust," she told her audience. "I let greed override ethics. Now I'm working to make amends and help prevent others from making the same mistakes, both as scammers and victims." Surprisingly, her honesty resonated. While many followers were understandably angry, others appreciated her transparency. She began working with consumer protection groups, using her experience to educate people about online fraud. Our parents struggled to process everything. They'd spent years praising Katie's business acumen while dismissing my technical interests. Now they were watching their daughter's roles reverse, the influencer becoming an anti-fraud advocate, the coder emerging as the family's moral compass. "We owe you an apology," Mom said one evening. "Not just for the college fund, but for not valuing your choices. You saw what we couldn't or wouldn't see about Katie's activities." The college fund issue was resolved when Katie voluntarily surrendered her illegal profits to a victim restitution fund. Our parents took out a home equity loan to replace my stolen college money, finally understanding the value of legitimate education over quick profits. Katie's legal consequences were mitigated by her cooperation and public advocacy work. Instead of prison time, she received probation and mandatory financial oversight. She had to rebuild her life without the luxury her schemes had provided, but she was doing it honestly. "I never thought my little sister would save me from myself," she admitted during a family therapy session. "I was so caught up in maintaining my image that I lost sight of basic morality." My experience exposing Katie's fraud led to an unexpected career opportunity. A major cybersecurity firm offered me an internship in their fraud detection division, impressed by how I documented and tracked the schemes. "You showed remarkable skill in investigating complex financial fraud," my supervisor noted. "And you did it while maintaining enough evidence for legal action. That's exactly what we need in this field." Our family dynamics shifted permanently. Katie stopped being the golden child and started being honest about her struggles and mistakes. Our parents learned to appreciate substance over style, recognizing that their definitions of success had been dangerously shallow. I continued my computer science studies at Stanford, now with a clear focus on cybersecurity and fraud prevention. My coursework took on new meaning as I saw how technology could be used to both perpetrate and prevent financial crimes. The laptop that exposed Katie's schemes became a symbol in our family, a reminder that truth eventually comes to light, especially in the digital age. Katie kept it on her desk while working on her anti-fraud advocacy, calling it her conscience in computer form. 1 year after the confrontation, Katie invited me to co-present at a conference about social media fraud. She shared her experience as a former scammer, while I explained the technical signs of fraudulent schemes. My sister could have just turned me in, Katie told the audience. Instead, she gave me a chance to become a better person. Sometimes the people we resent for their integrity are the ones who save us from ourselves. Our parents attended the conference, finally seeing both their daughters succeeding in legitimate ways. Mom cried during the presentation, later saying she was proud of how we'd turned a potential family tragedy into something positive. Katie's influencer career transformed into something meaningful. Instead of promoting get-rich-quick schemes, she began partnering with financial literacy programs and fraud prevention organizations. Her followers now learned about legitimate investment strategies and the dangers of online scams. I make less money now, she admitted, but I sleep better knowing I'm helping people instead of hurting them. The SEC did eventually interview Katie about her former schemes, but her proactive cooperation and public education work counted in her favor. She became a valuable resource for understanding how social media influencers can be drawn into financial fraud. My college years took on new purpose. I developed algorithms to detect social media fraud patterns, using insights from Katie's former operations to identify potential scams before they could harm victims. Our family Sunday dinners became more authentic. Gone were the days of Katie boasting about her latest luxury purchases while our parents beamed. Instead, we had real conversations about ethics, responsibility, and the true meaning of success. Remember when you thought being an influencer was better than studying computers? Dad asked Katie during one dinner. Now you're both using technology to protect people, just in different ways. The $150,000 college fund drama became a teaching moment in our family history. Our parents learned to question surface success and validate legitimate achievement. Katie learned that influence comes with responsibility. I learned that sometimes exposing hard truths is the most caring action. Katie's story began appearing in business ethics textbooks as a case study in social media fraud and redemption. She spoke candidly about how easy it was to drift from legitimate influencing into criminal schemes, hoping to prevent others from following her path. My cybersecurity career flourished, informed by first-hand experience with complex fraud investigation. The skills I'd used to track Katie's schemes became valuable tools for protecting others from similar scams. Our parents, chastened by their role in enabling Katie's fraud, became advocates for financial literacy and responsible parenting. They spoke at community groups about the dangers of valuing social media success over ethical behavior. The laptop still sits in my dorm room. Reminder that technology is neutral, it's how we use it that matters. Katie's fraudulent schemes and my investigation of them both relied on technical skills. The difference was in how we chose to apply those skills. Today, when people ask about our dramatic family confrontation, we share it as a story of transformation. Katie's journey from fraudster to fraud prevention advocate. Our parents' shift from enabling to ethical guidance. My growth from overlooked tech geek to family truth teller. The college fund that nearly destroyed our family became an investment in integrity instead of fraud. Katie's public confession video has been viewed millions of times, preventing countless potential victims from falling for similar schemes. Sometimes at fraud prevention conferences, Katie and I are asked if exposing her schemes damaged our relationship. We always answer honestly, it saved it. By forcing truth into the open, we built something real to replace the facade of social media success. Our story became part of a larger conversation about social media responsibility and the true cost of influence. Katie's followers learned that authenticity matters more than appearance, while my future cybersecurity clients understood that technical skills serve best when paired with ethics. The family dinner table, where everything came to light, remains the heart of our home. It's where we gather to share real achievements, acknowledge past mistakes, and appreciate how truth, though sometimes painful, leads to genuine growth. And that laptop that started it all? It's become a family heirloom of sorts, a reminder that sometimes the most valuable college education comes from learning to stand up for what's right, even when it costs you everything you thought you wanted. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.